Happy Halloween, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Watching Paint Dry here on Another Letdown. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media, and this is the show where I hang out on a Saturday night with my good buddy Broody Gambit, and we work through the ridiculous backlog of miniatures that we both have to paint. Mike, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Glad to be here tonight.
Yeah, me too. It's been one heck of a week, and plans getting canceled and all sorts of stuff, but at least one thing remains consistent. We get to hang out and paint miniatures together, and that's always great. As with all the shows that we host here on the Another Letdown Media channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, without any more delay, let's paint some miniatures. I tonight am continuing work on the God Killer from Brutality, as well as I have Trajan, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, the Righteous Executioner from Brutality. Mike, what have you got on the docket tonight?
I have the Usagi versions of the TMNT.
Oh, cool! That's very fitting, considering that I dressed up yesterday as Casey Jones.
Yep, I was debating between doing the human versions or the Usagi versions.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I guess they're both kind of like the turtles dressing up as something else, but...
Yeah, that's fair. So I think I'm going to start by foregoing the paint handle tonight. It just doesn't work very well with these wide base miniatures. So I think I'm just going to go without. So chat, let me know if my hands are ever too much in the way. I'll try and adjust my grip on things. Around. So yeah, I was supposed to head to my sister's tonight, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah, but her husband's work got corona'd.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So while he probably didn't come in contact with the the afflicted, we're just playing it safe. But it was a super bummer for her kids because they were looking forward to us coming over and whatnot. So. But I was at work all day, and that was something.
Did you have some trunk or treat thing at school, or?
Yeah, more or less. But I became disillusioned with it very, very quickly because literal no one was following the social distancing guidelines, and I'm just like, okay, it's time to peace bounce. I wasn't planning on staying along anyway because we had our Arkham stream, but
yeah.
And holy crow, that was a long game.
That was a very long game, but it was so fun.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we found that little corner case at the end there.
Yeah.
Not that I suspect it would have gone... we didn't even look at the next Mythos card, but I suspect we probably had it in the bag. Hey, Kirk! Ooh! You finished up a game of Arkham that started at noon. It's funny. Alex and I have played so many games of Arkham, several of which with Richard, that we've got so many little optimize-y tricks in our toolbox that pretty consistently we can get a game of Arkham in 4 hours. So yesterday's long game was kind of an unexpected situation. Feds Raid Arkham is a great card.
Regeneration. It was so silly.
Sorry, what was that?
The clue generation that I was...
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
Shock of abuse of Patrice. Oh my god. I've never seen her go off like that.
Yeah, everyone just seemed to have the right cards, and I had the right card to get me all the cards.
That Carcosan Page MVP. That Carcosan Page, straight up God of Arkham, without even being an investigator.
Yeah. And then just kept going from there.
Also produces 9 clues and drew the double your clues card from Unnameable. Nice. What expansions did you have live, Kirk? Just Dark Pharaoh. Dark Pharaoh original or revised? And personal stories and relationships. Sure. Yep. They're from an expansion, but I don't know exactly what they're from. I think they're from Miskatonic? No. Oh, it occurs to me, Captain Kirk, you probably haven't seen the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful crates that Alex and I build for Arkham 2e. They are a work of art in themselves. Just built another one for my buddy Kyle. He finally got his hands on the whole thing. Went to Relie, drew the Mythos card that is just you encounter Cthulhu. I had no plus fight stuff. Devoured? Yeah. I did have an instance playing here. I was with Sammy and Alex and Jared. I drew the Mythos card that's you fight Ithaqua immediately. And I went mano a mano with him and destroyed his butt. Like, I was just ready to fight Ithaqua for whatever reason. That was freaking hilarious. We also had an instance where Ashcan Pete became the richest bum in Arkham. The crates. So it's far too heavy for me to bring down at this moment, because it's literally full of everything. But it's just this really nice. It looks like an old-timey crate that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, which is not a place I necessarily condone going, but it's the only place I could find a crate that fit everything. And then I cut the logos off the game boxes and hot glued them to the crate, and then painted an Elder Sign on the top. And it looks really, really pretty. Sounds like the second greatest versus an old one match in Arkham history behind Old Man Henderson and H-Man. Yeah, so I don't even remember who I was playing. It was probably Joe Diamond. And I ended up in the... Oh, no, it was Luke Robinson, the Dreamer, maybe? I don't remember. And I was, by some miracle, prepared to fight an Elder God in the Outer Worlds. But because there's only one player, it doesn't get the statistics that it would if it woke up naturally. Uh-oh. I'm being texted by our producer / cult leader. That's not necessarily a good thing when we're live. She's asking where Alex's aunt lives. It's a bit of a bizarre question.
What?
Where Alex's aunt lives. For context... Sorry.
I guess I maybe shouldn't actually say that. Never mind.
Okay. No, for context, Alex's aunt is the one who puts us up when we go to PAX East.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how much of, should I actually say, generally where she lives, that would be fine on air.
Yeah, I mean, and I quite honestly, I don't actually know where she lives, so... Where this particular base has deep, deep, deep cobblestones, and I'm not loving it.
I might need to mix in some water with this Averland Sunset. It's a little dry.
How did telling the lawyers what you did last night go? I didn't tell the lawyers. RPD. Hian, yes, I have thoughts on Let's Get Dangerous. Oh my god, how awesome was that? Not Boston. Near Boston, not Boston. We stay probably 30 to 45 minutes outside the city. And by the time we are driving to Alex's aunt's house, I'm generally fast asleep. And in the morning, I'm just, like, nose deep in a cup of coffee. At which point, Sammy plays Navigator.
Yeah, if you'll excuse me for just a moment.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm actually going to go attempt to find... reference images. So I am painting the God Killer from Brutality, as well as I also have the Righteous Executioner. And Broody has some version of the TMNT. Did you say Usagi?
Usagi.
Yeah.
Or I guess I should say the Stan Sakai, not the... It came with the pack that has Usagi Yojimbo also in it.
Right. That's taking too long. Okay. So I did find out that these corner pieces are actually supposed to be a dark blue and not the gray that I painted them. So I need to fix that. Oh, well, that's convenient. Whoa. Oh, that's trippy.
Hopefully this works.
Okay, what are you rolling the dice on today?
That wasn't a rolling the dice. My Averland Sunset was a bit dry, so I added a couple drops of water.
Oh. Dude, we use Averland Sunset on this stream way more than I ever expected we would.
Okay, that looks... And you got your Xandri dust today, right?
I did. I finally remembered to pick up Xandri dust. I also picked up ow. Bumped my head on my microphone. Thousand Suns Blue and some burgundy thing that I'm going to use on the Demon Lord next week. But that's next week.
Yep.
Hashtag demons are real. I mean, if they weren't real RPD, I wouldn't be painting a demon killer right now. This guy's basically the Detour of the Brutality world.
Hey. Drop a minute.
Ow, 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 ow.
What's wrong?
He stabbed me!
Oh, lovely.
The miniature literally stabbed me. Mini painting's dangerous business. Well, my finger got stuck between the point on his sword thing and the base. I couldn't quite wiggle it out. I also can't.
You know what I forgot to do?
No idea.
I just painted the brown shells, and I forgot to actually do like the wood weapons, like the nunchucks and the bow staff.
Oh, that sucks.
It's more than just missing a spot. Like it's a pretty major point.
Yeah, that's a giant oversight.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll get the brown out.
Learning and growing. Alright. I'm gonna do some dry brushing here. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna bust out the Drakenhof Nightshade. Which I'm probably gonna need more of soon. Ian says, what about, what was that about human TMNT?
Oh, in the IDW line, they kind of like fleshed out the backstories more. And so there's like a large arc where Oroku Saki and Hamato Yoshi had been samurai in with the Foot Clan, or ninja with the Foot Clan, in feudal Japan. Saki, aka Shredder, betrays them and kind of takes over the Foot Clan, and Hamato Yoshi has to go into hiding. And he had been married and had 4 sons.
Oh.
At some point in time, like, they are reincarnated as the Turtles and Splinter.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then Shredder is also reincarnated version of Saki as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one of the Kickstarter bonuses for backing the board game was in the Secret History of the Foot Clan, which was like a mini-series, or like a one-shot that kind of told that story.
Yeah.
And so the game expansion kind of, you run through that story.
Oh, okay.
Like the 4 sons are like just ally cards. They're not like the playable ones, but they gave you minis anyway.
That's cool.
So like so I have a set of the 4 human versions of the turtles.
That's awesome.
I guess I also have the option of the Deviant Turtles, which is like the alternate history where they're raised by the Foot Clan and they're evil.
Yeah.
Which might not have been a bad Halloween thing to do.
Yeah. Gotta come down one way or the other, right?
Yeah. This is just what I grabbed first, so...
Yep.
like.
Oh, whoops. Oh, God. I mean, this guy is just literally a walking suit of armor. And so I'm just... As it should, RPD. This is the Sonic 2 theme song, or theme music, or soundtrack. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. I mean, as you know, I just kind of put video game music on random when I do these. It was super good, I laughed so hard. That was one of those instances where I was laughing so hard and my students couldn't figure out why. Which, to be fair, are some of my favorite moments. My favorite line, one of my favorite lines to use with my students is, "I'll tell you when you're older." And I use that both if it's something inappropriate or if it's something I just don't give a... I can't be arsed to tell them at the moment.
Theoretically, if you like even wait like 30 seconds, they're older.
Oh, they've tried to pull that on me too. And that's when I just say, no, significantly older. Or just walk away. Sometimes I'll just walk away. I want to say they did, yes, Ian. So much dry brushing. I'm not even done after this silver layer. He does look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him. Brown cloth.
How brown?
Pretty dark.
Mornfang.
Well, it's already painted. It's already based Mornfang.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide what to dry brush over the top of that.
Goldfag?
Which one?
Goldfag? Goldfag? Goldfag brown?
Possibly.
Is that too light?
Might be too light. The one I was leaning towards is actually. I mean, I guess if it's too dark, I can always just go over it, right? So, I was already happy with the idea of commissioning Transformers Color Sentinels characters from you, but the more I think about it... Yeah, no, I was telling some people at the store about that today, Kirk. Like, we were just talking about the Kickstarter and how, you know, buying big miniatures kits is, like, there's a line in the sand that you have to draw, where at some point you're just like, no, I can't feasibly paint all these minis. What are my options? And it comes down to, like, being very excited to paint the ones that, you know, that I'm going to be painting for me, but also to paint the ones that you've commissioned, or that you're going to commission. Like, I'm super stoked about it. Oh yeah, RPD. Some of RPD's brainstorms are off the chain, and they're awesome though. Like, there's a reason that we kind of let RPD go hog wild with lore stuff. It's because some of his thoughts and ideas are just out of this world, and very cool for, like, you know, inspiration for one thing or another. And RPD, backing up to your comment about when I first heard the eye patch, I suggest that imagery as a joke. I just sat there and thought he just fits too perfect for it. Oh, that's the Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Yeah, but I mean, you know immediately where my mind jumps when you say eye patch. Like, oh, that's working. Okay, cool. I went with Doombull Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And just a little bit edging, and I think it's working really nicely. Letting the Earthshade show through a little bit. Quite a lot bit. I'm someone who's not afraid to challenge the rules of a setting, particularly certain rather sacred ones that I raged about for an hour. Yes, this is true. And I to be fair, RPD, I went to battle for you today on that hill. The results of the poll came in with Scholar winning, which I'm pretty excited about, but Young Legacy finishing second. I'm like, I gotta be honest that I'm kind of sick of the Parsons. Can we not have another Parsons?
Yeah, Parsons are fine, like, in and of itself, but, like, the game's already got, like, the Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a Legacy. Give us someone else.
It's not like Heritage Legacy, it's Legacy.
Right.
That's why I ended up voting for Knife in the first one. It's like, okay, we've already got one character. I guess she's got laser eyes, and I know that she'd be, like, different, but, like, how different? Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a Legacy. And I will never unsee this, and like, I kind of want someone to bring this up on in the chat thread. Broody, you know what I'm about to say. The Legacy sculpt, go look at it, and I'm seriously, like, go do this. Finish watching us and then just actually go do this in, like, another tab or whatever. He looks exactly like Homelander. Like, exactly like Homelander. And it's scary, and I can't unsee it. I can't take him seriously as Legacy. Even in our practice game, I almost called him Homelander several times. Homelander is from The Boys. He's basically Legacy / Superman / Captain America / whomever with absolutely zero morals.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, this may be nitpicking.
I'm listening.
The art, for the most part, looks outstanding in the game. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy's hair looks too orange. Like, not blonde.
Yeah,
enough, like,
yeah, yeah.
which once again is a minor nitpick over everything, but like it always like even in the mini, I was just like, this looks so weird.
Yeah. And you know, I've had a lot of discussions with a lot of people about this kind of stuff. Jacqueline and I kind of go off on it all the time. You know, we talked to Adam about it here last week. You know, the art doesn't mash up with what we necessarily want. Yes to both of you, RPD and Kirk. Yes to both. Oh, yes. I'm very happy with this. So I did the Mornfang Brown, and then the Doombull Brown, and the Gorthor Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I am happy with it. So I don't actually like Unity all that much, Kirk. The Unity sculpt. I think it's really just not what I personally expect out of Unity. And I mentioned this with Adam on the stream last week, but there was only so much we could say about it. And poor Broody had to sit here while Adam and I talked in code for 5 minutes. But I think she looks a little bit angrier than usual, and I think she looks, just gonna say it, too sexy. I personally think Unity needs to be a little bit more of a hot mess. And I know I'm not alone there. I'm actually going to try and do this with a detail brush. And this could blow up in my face. I don't like her hair either, Kirk. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Jacqueline and I were very like, on Citizen Dawn's hair. It's better than it was. When they first like dropped the first teasers, I was like, ugh, I don't like that at all. The sculpts have not been finalized, Ian. So there's hope still. The ALD chat room, the place to get critical about Sentinels. I would qualify that with also the place to get critical about Sentinels, while occasionally having to hold our tongues while the Lord of Illustration hangs around. But even then, like, Adam's pretty receptive to constructive feedback. I can't get this stuff to stick tonight. This Altiok Blue won't stick to either the miniature or my brush.
That's problematic. You need
Yeah.
to stick your brush.
Oh, for God's sakes. Hopefully that Null Oil will take care of that. There's a part of me that deeply dreams of just having the giant debate with either Christopher or Adam about the Parsons bloodline that we know is brewing. I'm not going to say I haven't had it with them. Not the way you want it to have gone down, RPD, but I've definitely gotten into it about that with them.
The Parsons Bloodline Brewing, what?
Just the inevitable god worship.
Oh, they just keep getting powers and powers and powers, and eventually...
Mm-hmm. And it's no different, ultimately, than the Superman debate. It's not the power level that gets me, it's the throne. Yeah. Alright, is this guy just ready? Is this guy just ready for the bath? I think he might be. Yeah, alright. Give it a shot. I'm not in love with this mini. It's fine. Part of it's a boring sculpt. You ever run into that? It's just like... the idea of the mini is cool, but the sculpt is boring.
Yeah.
It's time to drench it in Null Oil and see if we can save it. Well, fixed my mistakes on the blue. That's something. The power of Null Oil. But you've bled for that mini. I know. That's how I feel about the Wraith mini and Freedom 5. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of boring, isn't it? Now, that's not saying that I could do better, because my sculpting ability is not that good. But when you've got software at your disposal, so you don't have to, like, change the physical. Maybe make that miniature a little bit more dynamic. Just saying.
This might not be a, so, just an idea. I know I'm not a sculptor either, but, they make, like, the programs where it's, like, you can take a shot of like a person
Mm-hmm.
from like 4 or 5 angles, like all around them, and then like it constructs them as a 3D model.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be neat to like pose someone in one of those things, like have someone dressed up like the Wraith or whatever, and pose them how you like to do, and then take the pictures and make the 3D model out of that?
I gotta think that's where we're going with this, you know? Like, Jeremy had... of course, Jeremy Handel would have a mini or a action figure made of him. Like, I don't know how well you know him, but, like... He is exactly that kind of person.
Uh-huh.
And... Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I gotta think that's where miniature sculpting technology is gotta be going. Very soon, you know? Alright, base now.
Then you have to worry about like costume budgets and other things like that, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it'd actually be cheaper than paying someone to sculpt something, but
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really interesting question. And I wish we had someone we could ask, you know? I'm sure somebody knows the answer, but I don't know who that person is. Have you checked out Hero Forge and all the variations of... Yes. Yeah, I'm on Hero Forge 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes the after-school program kids will want to use it, because I teach it... I have them do, like, writing prompts and stuff using Hero Forge. At, like, 2nd and 3rd grade level. So...
writing prompts?
Yeah, they'll make a character in Hero Forge and then have to write a story about it.
Oh.
And then some of them will go as far as to like if they finish the story early, they'll like write a whole comic book and just pose that character, or comic strip rather. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, neat idea.
All right, well, I guess this is the God Killer. Don't love him, but I like him enough. Melon oil certainly needs to dry, but... Yes. Do is... Okay, maybe not. I'm trying to clip him into the paint handle so I can put him aside without causing too much interference on my desk. Nope. There. Okay, he's off to the side. Since you poked out some of my concerns, tell me when you're ready for a new as in a concern I had since the Rampage concern about Freedom Academy. Yeah, go for it, man. You know you have license to do that whenever, RPD. Okay. This guy, Righteous Executioner. He is a pretty rad-looking mini. I'm very excited to paint him. Deliberately put him off till kind of the end. It's another guy with a black or dark gray cloak, which I'm not super thrilled about, but they're actually going to be a blue glowy look, Kirk. I actually picked up a special paint for that. Why don't I start with that? Or actually, no, I should start with the silver. But yeah, I picked up Thousand Suns blue. It's going to be this bright blue color. Do I have? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like as good as it's gonna get. RPD. All right. We did start playing Call of Cthulhu this week.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was pretty awesome. So, if, you know, that standard, like, this is the plot that I would like to accomplish, is the middle. Trevor went off to the left and Alex went off to the right. And it was a complete mess, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty excited about it.
That's good. Good to hear.
I genuinely cannot imagine Heritage letting the first person graduate Freedom Academy unless they're his anointed one, molded in his own image to be as much of a symbol as he is, because the first to graduate will also have to serve as a symbol in the process, particularly to sell the government that it's okay the Academy exists. That's a deep thought, RPD, and oh man. I see what you're saying. I do. And I don't know that I agree.
I don't think he's that vain.
Yeah, I don't think he's that vain, but also I don't know that it's his call. Because I don't think... I mean, we need to wait until more information comes out about Freedom Academy, because I don't know... I don't know who's in charge enough to make that call. Because remember, it is a collaboration effort between Ekin Rubendahl and a whole bunch of other organizations to pull Freedom Academy off. So... Montgomery Industries, etc. Yeah, no, I hear you, and I agree, and it is a valid concern. I just think I'm not gonna get worried about it until we've seen more from that storyline. But it's definitely an interesting thought experiment. This Righteous Executioner model is one of my go-tos when we play Brutality. He's so much fun.
And you saved him for last?
Second to last.
Second to last.
So Brutality is a... Thank you. It is a one-on-one or two-on-two arena combat game. Miniatures game. And it's designed by a guy named Stephen Frost. And he's a friend of mine and Adam's. And it's literally, you know, 2 men enter, 1 man, or 4 men enter, 1 man exits. It's just you go in, quick, down and dirty, beat the snot out of each other. Very little. It's very little randomness, like, but not in like a Euro-y way. It's more like in a video game way. Non-linear powers, Nonlinear sizing. It's not pure skill. And thank you. I'm also very pleased with this sword. 2 to 4 men enter, 1 man leaves, except with less bungee jumper harness. You just leap around. It's kind of like medieval WWE. Brutality, it's this one. And it unequivocally lives up to its name. Like, it is absolutely the most brutal arena combat board game I've ever played. It's also one of the only arena combat board games I've ever played, but it plays in about, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes. And it's definitely one of those ones that's got a strong enough flavor that players, even on opposite sides of the table of each other, are like, oh, that was such a good move. And like helping each other optimize to do the most damage, because the damage is the hilarious part of it. It costs right about $100 for everything right now. I know more expansions are in the works. I cannot talk about them. I'm not allowed. But there is a dude who literally carries a ballista. I can talk about that because it's already been revealed. I cannot wait to paint that mini. It's gonna be dope. One dude hefting a ballista around the field. Yes, like an actual ballista. Yeah. Go to I think it's brutalityboardgame.com, and he's the first one that comes up. Quite possibly. Yeah. It's super dope. I can't wait for that mini to come out. I also know there are more coming. But, like, Frost is a video game designer, so he's got a lot on his plate, too. I think that's what he does. He sent... So, at the time when Brutality was on Kickstarter, I didn't have enough money to back it. And neither did Doug, but we were doing a Jason Hex, so we were like, hey, we met at Gen Con. Any chance you could send us a prototype copy? He's like, well, no, all my prototypes are out for review, but I can just send you a print and play. And we're like, oh, sick. So over the course of a weekend at the store, we put the print and play together, and I played it at a board game day, which we used to do on Sunday, one Sunday a month. And we just, like... Everybody playing in that test were like jaws on the floor, like, oh my gosh, this game is hysterical. And just, we couldn't get enough playing. Normally board game day ran until about 5 o'clock at night. I think we kept that one going until like 7 or 8 because everybody just wanted to play Brutality. Like, Doug didn't usually come to board game days. And I called him up. I'm like, dude, you need to get down here right now. This game is dope. And he did, and he loved it. And the rest is history. So I'm kind of glad that we have the we're gonna have the painted set done real soon here. So to lighten the mood a bit from the last thing I said, and exemplify what I said about my rabbit holes, I might actually have a full multi-year story for that wrestling federation I've offhandedly mentioned showing up as part of one of the heroes' backstories where the supporting cast comes from. Awesome, RBD. Is it the Brutality Wrestling Federation? Go to bed, me. Alright.
So did you get a chance to watch Mandalorian yet?
I did! Dude!
It was so stellar.
Yeah. Like, I think it was Sonvar pointed out that, oh yes, the people writing Mandalorian, like, actually give a darn about Star Wars.
Yeah. They understand Star Wars.
Yeah. Seventh rule about Board Game Club, the brutality goes on as long as it has to. Oh, that opens a whole nother can of worms, RPD. Are you sure you want to go there? Because Fight Club is my favorite movie. And I have a whole presentation based on Fight Club that teaches the 8 rules of slideshow presentations, like PowerPoint stuff. Yes, Fight Club is my favorite. I'm not necessarily... Broody, you're being asked what your favorite movie is.
That is a tough one, and I'm going to have to... It's going to sound generic, but I love the Star Wars trilogy, like the original trilogy, and Return of the Jedi is my favorite out of that.
Oh, blasphemy. Empire, man. Empire.
Empire's the best, not my favorite. There's a distinction there.
Ah, okay. That is very fair, and that is an important distinction because that is also a distinction I must make about Fight Club. It is not necessarily what I would consider. It is not what I would consider the best movie of all time. I don't even know what the heck that would possibly be. It's just my favorite, my personal favorite movie of all time. I mean, obviously Citizen Kane is amazing, but I don't even think that's the best movie of all time. So if you want me to do the 8 rules of slide presentations, Kirk, I will.
What time it is?
Hey, it's Andrew Dust time. I'm coming up on it, man. I gotta do some rope. A New Hope is great. All the original Star Wars movies are just phenomenal. I love them all. I do personally enjoy Empire the most. Introduction of Boba Fett. Just some cool stuff in there. But all 3 of them are just awesome. So not you
was in the holiday special.
Huh?
The introduction of Boba Fett was in the holiday special.
Okay, formal introduction of Boba Fett, Broody. Come on, don't be that guy. So the 8 rules of slide presentation. You are actually dead on, Captain Kirk. The 8 rules of slide presentations, as adapted from the 8 rules of Fight Club. The first rule about slide presentations is you do not talk about slide presentations. The second rule about slide presentations is you do not talk about slide presentations. The third rule of slide presentations is if you read off the slide, the presentation is over. Only one voice to a slide, one slide at a time. No animations, no transitions. A slide presentation will go on as long as it has to, and if this is your first time presenting, your audience will have no idea. And then I break it down. So, like, obviously, it comes down to exactly what you said. No animations, no transitions. That one's right in there. Just don't do it. Don't use 7 words when 4. So I also do diverge a little bit into another Brad Pitt rant from Ocean's 11, where he says, don't use 7 words when 4 will do. Look always at your mark, but don't stare. Be specific but not memorable. Be funny but don't make him laugh. He's got to like you and forget you the moment you've left his side. And for God's sakes, don't, under any circumstances. Russ, yeah! Sorry, I was playing 3 characters there. I did Rusty Ryan, Livingston Dell, and Linus Caldwell from Ocean's 11, which is my second favorite movie of all time. Just something about a good heist movie.
Heist movies are great.
I got so excited when they started billing Endgame as a heist movie, and then I was like, wait, what? Like, give me a good heist movie with superheroes. Then I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I was raised on Voltron, so I don't really have the tremendous level of respect that a lot of people do for Transformers. I don't disrespect it in any way, shape, or form. I just don't have that weird ingrained, like, you know, adoration for it, I guess. Yeah, Voltron's great. But I haven't watched any of the new stuff. I stopped after watching The Third Dimension. Dude, I love me some Pacific Rim. That movie, and I have arguments with Kyle about this all the time. Though I do think I finally brought him around on it. That movie is pure entertainment for pure entertainment's sake, and I don't believe that it is trying to be anything more than that. And for that reason, I have a tremendous level of respect for it.
I will say for Pacific Rim, I was a little disappointed because I expect more from Guillermo del Toro, seeing as what he did with Hellboy can kind of still fit that entertainment for entertainment's sake and be very well done.
Yep.
And that level of world building and imagination from Hellboy just did not come over into Pacific Rim as much.
That's very true. That's very true. You know, I still enjoyed Pacific Rim 2. Not to say I wasn't disappointed by it, but I was, you know, I still enjoyed it. It was fun. Really? Oh, wow. To be fair, I did not watch it anytime near when it was released. I watched it last year. So, you know, my perspective may be a little warped. Fair enough. Maybe it's just that I love me some Charlie Day. I think that guy is an absolute genius. All right, I'm gonna put the brown red dish down, I think, before I try and do the spikes. We'll come back to Lead Vulture in just a minute. Rudy, if you want a giant robot movie with way more world building than anyone would expect, go watch Robot Jox. Oh my god, Robot Jox. While we're on the topic of movies, I should also make note that my favorite scary movie is 100 years old this year. It's The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It's a German expressionist film.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, terrifying movie. It turned 100 years old in February. Which is a weird thing to think about, because, like, we don't normally think about filmmaking as being something that could possibly be 100 years old, and yet.
Yeah. Me and Casey watched probably my favorite horror movie earlier this week. I'm not a huge horror fan, but there's a few that I like.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And we watched Cabin in the Woods.
I love Cabin in the Woods. Event Horizon is good. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Exactly, Kirk. And that's something that I really like about expressionist filmmaking and suspense films in specific is you don't need a jump scare to terrify somebody.
No.
Yes, A Trip to the Moon is 104 years old. You are absolutely correct, RPD. I was actually just looking at that myself. Okay, so it looks like the smooth areas are gray.
Sorry. In fact, just daunting back to Cabin in the Woods real fast. I was actually toying with the idea of making a D&D character that was a warlock. So, like, the pact was with the great elder one from that movie that's like Slumbers, and you run around playing as the directors, one of the two directors kind of bit.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's your shtick. You run around and you occasionally try and have to sacrifice people, but for the most part, it's just silly.
I love it. So I'm actually one of the characters that I'm running right now is a Pact of the Great Old One warlock, and he serves Cthulhu, the living star.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a lot of fun. All right. You know what? Captain Kirk, you asked for it. It's time for them runes on the sword. Let's do it. It's a brand new paint. Let me shake it a little more. Yes, I am familiar with the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. That did not mix properly. There's a huge swatch of dark blue in it. That's better. Okay, cool. These runes are a lot easier to see than the ones on the other girl. So while we played Arkham yesterday, the Aquabats were streaming a concert.
Yeah.
Eric says it was very good, so I might watch that tomorrow. I haven't really decided what I'm doing tomorrow. I got Tales from the Archive, and this is difficult. But beyond that,
got laundry tomorrow.
Yeah, I got that to do too. We've got school Monday, remote day Tuesday, and then school the rest of the week. Which is actually kind of nice, all things considered, because first of all, I don't have to deal with voters coming in and out of the school building all day. But second of all, I can get my voting done. I can actually get my voting done in the morning.
Wait, they don't close school?
No, they just close the gym.
Yeah, down here, like, they close schools for voting day.
They used to, but I guess childcare become too much of an issue or something. I don't know. But also, like, if they can just close, because our school is set up such that it's not actually that invasive, because like there's not even gym classes going on Tuesdays. So it literally impacts people not at all.
Yeah, I went ahead and got my voting taken care of Thursday. And now I just hold my nose and wait.
Yeah, this is probably the most tinfoil hat thing I've ever said in my life. But I'm just like, between living literally next door to my polling station and my overwhelming concern that something is going to happen that's going to invalidate any early ballots, I'm just like, nope, doing a day of. But legitimately, like, living next door to the polling station and having effectively a day off is kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I can get in, get out, get gone before anybody else is there, and go about my business. There you go, Captain Kirk. Half the runes are done. Or at least base coated. Let's see if the gem in there is also blue. It is. Paint that blue as well. Shiny is correct. More or less what I was going for. Yeah. RPD says his laundry's not till Wednesday. Well, good to have a plan.
Yeah, I have to do it on the weekends.
Me too. Gotta have my face masks ready for the week. Got some cool new ones in this week.
Yeah?
I got Red Sox, I got Bruins, I got just a generic hockey.
Yeah.
And then, sorry?
If you're a Red Sox fan, you just became one of Casey's favorite people.
Oh?
Yeah. The local team here in Winston, down in North Carolina, used to be the feeder team for the Red Sox. And so, like, everyone in Winston who's been here for more than, like, 15 years, I kind of followed up, like, watching all of the players, like, as they're, like, the league down from MLB.
Yeah.
And then would go, obviously, at that point in time, after watching them here, after they get called up, they'd watch Red Sox, so...
Nice. Alright, we got runes. One of the guys at Ninja Video Club shows off a mask every week he's bought patented after Luchador masks. So that's cool. Well, the ones I've got coming in this week, I'm very excited about. And Broody, you'll like this too. I got a couple of Mega Man masks coming in.
Nice.
Yep, finally did it. I found classic, Blue Bomber style and a really neat Zero, like, kind of meditative style.
Yeah, I found some, and then I was like kind of looking at the, looking at them, and I tried to like start looking up the website that I was like when I searched, I found it on, and like it popped up on like a Google alert for like a possible scam type site.
Oh,
not ordering from them.
Yeah, I got mine from Redbubble, so that's a site I know quite well. And I also picked up, I don't know how familiar you are with 1980s political comics, but there's a comic. There's a comic called Bloom County, starring. Hang on, sorry, I've spilt Agrex Earthshade all over my hands. How does he describe it? It's. I'm trying to find the actual, like, quote. There's a really good description of it that, No, it's like I'm not gonna get this quote exactly right, but it's like a young reporter, a small hacker, a flightless Antarctic waterfowl, and an occasionally dead communist cat who barfs a lot. And I found a mask, like an official Bloom County mask with Bill the Cat's face on it, blowing a raspberry. And I'm like, I must have one. And then I sent it to my dad and my brother, and they each bought one too. That is the comic that we all grew up on.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, so...
It's, yeah, Ian's heard of it. Wacko back. It's an odd one. Not the most widely known thing ever. But we enjoyed it. There's also a wonderful children's book called A Wish for Wings That Work that I always read to my students at Christmas time. It's about some very kind birds that help Opus to fly. Opus is a penguin, so nice little message there. And after the 2016 election, the author brought the characters out of retirement and has been lampooning both U.S. and foreign politics ever since on Facebook. Totally self-published, which is kind of neat.
Well, there's lots of things to lampoon.
There sure are. All right, closing in. Gloves. Sashy thing. These gloves first. So I was so excited yesterday that the custodian at the school was totally fine with me wearing my rollerblades all day.
Yeah, awesome. That turned out really well.
Thank you.
I did not dress up or anything this year. Although we had our pumpkin carving yesterday at work.
Yeah, I saw that. And then you fed him to the monkeys after, right?
Yep.
Nice. Little treat for the monks.
Yep. They love pumpkin.
As they should. My wife actually, for the first time, cooked a pumpkin for us. She made a pumpkin risotto the other night that was absolutely delicious. And they didn't have, like, a lot of times the grocery store around us will have, like, pre-cut pumpkin or pre-cut, like, squash or whatever. And they didn't have any this time, probably, because of the time of year. So, yeah, she had to learn how to extract the edible portion of a pumpkin for herself, which was kind of cool. It meant I learned a thing or two, too. I love cooking, but there's certain gaps in my knowledge.
Yeah, monkeys make it easy. We just smashed it and we gave them pieces.
Well, I mean, monkeys, right?
They eat everything.
Yeah. Done messed up, Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Son of a...
I love that sketch.
That skit is amazing. Like, Key and Peele as a whole are, like, genius.
Absolute genius level. There's a couple of things, like, before we go back to school every single year, there's a couple of things that I have to do. The first is there's a couple of episodes of Welcome Back, Kotter that I have to watch.
Mm-hmm.
One is the pilot episode. Got to watch that, and then I got to watch the one where it's toward the end. Barbarino has an existential crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to watch the Substitute Teacher saga. All right, my turn with the Xandri dust. Oh my gosh, Seamus is up late again. How's it going, my dude? How'd Spirit Island go? Amigo, we have heard on high weirdly buzzing in their flight multitudes of antennae make strange noises in the night. I just saw that, Ian. That's awesome. You lost! Oh no! Yep. Serpent, Bodan, Ocean Shadows versus Inglewood 6. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. If memory serves. My Christmas music is also somewhat off the beaten path, Kirk. My Christmas playlist, whoa dear, a little much, but that's fine, is all like punk rock, like anti-Christmas music. I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, like, and my sister always like goes completely bananas. Starting tomorrow, my sister will start doing Christmas stuff.
Yep. Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. That's when I do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just start doing it when it feels right. Give me 1 second and I'll crack open my Christmas playlist here. So, such wonderful cuts. Now, some of them are just like, are actually kind of like appropriately themed. So like it kicks off with there's a couple of cuts off of the I Empire record from Angels and Airwaves. True Love, Star of Bethlehem / True Love. It's like a 10-minute double song that just it just feels right for that time of year. Obviously, the name is, part of that. And then I have Bruce Springsteen's Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because when we get to December, are you going to put whatever your Thursday non-Gears game is on hold to play Cthulhu Saves Christmas? I might. I think I've told you this story before, Zach, but my family has a whole schedule and plan for Christmas presents. Yeah, you told me that. And then I have Lemmy Kilmister, Billy Gibbons, and Dave Grohl performing Run Rudolph Run. Better Days by the Goo Goo Dolls, That Time of Year by Sick Puppies. Good Charlotte has a song called Christmas by the Phone. This is where it starts to get a little bit more emo, with The Lights and Buzz by Jack's Mannequin. Christmas in Hell by 6 a.m., which is really where it starts to take a turn. Sorry, focusing for a second here. All I Want for Christmas Is You, as performed by My Chemical Romance. Father Christmas, as performed by The Kinks. Christmas Celebration by Weezer, followed by Yellin' at the Christmas Tree by Billy Idol, which is a great little song. We got some Lacuna Coil, Marilyn Manson, and Fall Out Boy next. Followed by All Time Low, performing a song called Merry Christmas, Kiss My Ass. Fountains of Wayne, Dropkick Murphys, Ramones, Killers, Jimmy Eat World, Newfound Glory. Brudy, you'll appreciate this one. There's a lovely cut by Jefferson Starship that made it on the list.
Really?
From
Christmas at Zero?
What?
Christmas at Ground Zero?
No, that's Weird Al Yankovic. Jefferson Starship performing Light the Sky on Fire from the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sorry, I was just asking in general if you had that song on there.
Oh, is it? No. So I tried to keep it like not traditionally comedy bands, even though the idea is like pretty tongue in cheek. So Weird Al, although I did give consideration to it, did not make the list. But Black Veil Brides has a song called New Year's Day. So this is a little bit more of a holiday playlist more than just a Christmas exclusively. Blink-182, Josh Homme, Yellow Card, The Darkness, another All-Time Low. Something Corporate appears on here with a song called Forget December. And then we get into, I mean, I guess this does kind of fall under the overarching category of comedy with Steel Panther, but they were just too funny to not put on the list. Because, I mean, if you've ever seen Steel Panther in concert, they are legitimate musicians, like for real. Mayday Parade, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones ×2. Hailstorm made the list, and then the most recent addition is actually from the latest full record from Coheed and Cambria, The Unheavenly Creatures. There's a song called Toys, and last year they did a music video for it about Santa Claus getting mad at the leaders of the world and putting them on the naughty list. So I threw that one on the list too. So yeah, that's in short the shortened version of my Christmas playlist. And that becomes my drive to work music for several weeks. Although not that I'm going to need it a whole lot this year. I've got too many podcasts to listen to. Yeah, I was just going to say, between the Letters page and the Scrubs Rewatch podcast and another podcast called A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. I did listen to Drive to Work for a while, but a lot of it became a little bit too relevant as I started to do more and more game design work. Just lessons learned from actual real things I was working on started to scare me a little bit. I don't know where I fall on the hot dog and the sandwich debate.
It is by all technical definitions a sandwich.
Yeah, but I don't think it works really as a sandwich. I don't know. Because I don't usually eat them in sandwich form. I eat them just sliced up in, whatever.
Speckled mac and cheese or whatever?
Yeah.
Don't stick around.
I wonder if I can do a darker gray. Okay, cool. It all starts out with Mechanicus Standard Gray. One way or the other, everything comes down to Mechanicus Standard. Hey, I'm with you there, Kirk. Pickles are great, man. And then sausage can absolutely be in a sandwich, but a hot dog is its own thing, and the skeletons are part of it. Yeah, no, I mean it's the title of a podcast. As far as I'm concerned, a hot dog is a sandwich, in so much as it is the title of a podcast. That's actually very funny and does tackle some interesting food debates. fun fact about me, before I elected to go to Clarkson for what I thought was going to be engineering school, I also considered going to culinary school. Briefly. That is a noose around his waist, yes. He is the righteous executioner, yep. He's very righteous. Since I mentioned OSW again, I should mention that not only is that Sonic title animated from the episode, comes complete with Genesis rendition of Sexy Boy. Oh god. They are also the people who introduced me to Fatal Deviation, which is a movie whose trailer I posted a while ago on Lifetime of Cringe. Yes, I remember that.
Eyes, masks and eyes, or eyes and masks, I should say. Got like a lot more. So we just add the white.
Yeah.
Like that.
Those are starting to look really good, man. Whoops. Slopped a little gray onto his face. It's okay. I haven't painted his face yet. Alright, I gotta check up on his arms, but I think they're gray also. Also gotta do the inside of his cape, which is gonna be a nuisance. Cloak, I guess. Maybe not as bad as I thought. Awkward. Alright. Pretty good start.
So I've got Leo.
Oh, yeah!
Wrath.
Dude!
Donnie.
My boy.
And Mikey.
Oh, wow. The movie itself is impressive in how lame about everything it is. There's a scene where the villain, played by Mikey from Boyzone, is cutting cookies in the supermarket club card, and that's how impressive. Oh my god. Subject to a lifetime of cringe. I might soon have liberated my freezer from the Twister Zone. Oh? I presume Earthshade? Mike?
Over the yellow, like the undersides, I'm doing sepia.
Oh, okay.
Sepia. And the backs, like the darker brown backs, I'll be doing Agrax.
Nice. I always forget about sepia. Like, when I need it and go to use it, like I'm like, oh yeah, sepia. But then...
And I'm probably going to do the same over there, like pouches and arm guards and stuff.
Yeah.
Same sepia.
I know this color only through Naval Ops too. Yeah, sepia is sort of a lightish tan wash that we use for a lot of stuff. It's better than Earthshade at lending tone to things, but not quite as good at flowing into some of the recesses all the time. Operative word there being some of. Sometimes it does work really well. TMNT trivia. Which turtle met Usagi first? Yeah, Usagi Yojimbo is who they're talking about there. I don't actually know the answer to that. Despite being very proud of the turtles because they come from New Hampshire, I don't actually know that much about them. I do have the first 5 issues of the comic books, but...
And I do not actually know that. Oh, Usagi Yojimbo is a different character from a manga with from the Kane Sakai. Let me get the box.
There he is.
Usagi's in the middle.
Yeah. Alright, I need to do some color mapping here.
If I had to guess, I would have said it would have been Leo, but
That would be my guess, too. Yep, Leo fell through a portal for a brief crossover. Yeah! Go team. There we go. Okay. There was an update to the Citadel Color app, so now I have to like go through and blindly click on things. Yep, that's the color I'm looking for.
why do you blindly click on things?
Because I can't actually see the pictures I'm trying to map from.
Ah.
Time to bust out the Corn Red. One of our favorites. It kept happening and his brothers thought he was crazy.
What, that they found a samurai rabbit?
I guess. I mean, since we're here and it's within arm's reach, hold on. I think. Yes, it totally is. So here's. Actually, I've got a document camera. Oh, that's what zoomed in way too far. So this is the one shot, the Raphael one shot from way back in the day that I'm very, very fond of. I don't know where the others are, but I do have that. Yep, first appearance of Casey Jones. That should explain why I'm so excited about it. Or why I was so excited to find it. So I had my boss order a couple more Crisis Protocol minis for me.
Yeah?
Basically, I told him if there is a Daredevil-centric character that comes out for Crisis Protocol, I want it.
Okay.
So he ordered Daredevil and Bullseye and Kingpin and Punisher and Taskmaster for me. Any thought on The Last Ronin? That'd be at you, Broody.
Huh? Oh, I did not read it. I did not pick it up.
Yeah, I didn't either.
like I am interested and I want to, um, but yeah, I did not pick it up this week. So yeah, I'm very interested in it though.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say. It looked interesting. That's about all I can tell you about it.
Like I'm very excited about like the concept.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's been spoiled, or and I guess it may have even been in the first issue. But I don't know which turtle it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I like speculating about some of that stuff.
Sure.
And I can't wait to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Taffy about it. Like, I might read it at some point. We shall see. But that's sort of
well, narrowing down some of them, they've already done a Jump to the Future bit, and Donnie was the last survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Donnie, I don't think they do that again and have Donnie be the final survivor.
Right.
Leo, I feel like, is too obvious of a choice. And also, I guess Leo, if anything, would be the first one to sacrifice himself to save his brothers.
Yep, fair.
Like, Raph is a strong choice for, like, being the last survivor. But
Obviously.
I feel like there's a lot of really interesting story of, like, Mikey being the heart and then having to deal with being the last one alive.
Yeah, that's an interesting... Yeah, you're very right.
Yeah,
I can see it.
So if I was doing it, not only the fact that Mikey's my favorite, but Mikey would be the one I'd probably pick for this story.
Sure.
But that's also just my speculation on what I think would be an interesting story to tell. It may not be exactly the what Eastman and Laird and Tom, what's his face?
Yep.
Not Tom King.
Not Tom King. Yeah. Screw that guy. I did pick up the volume 2 of one of my favorite series today. Little sleeper title from Image called Exorcisters. It's about a girl whose soul gets trapped in hell for one reason or another, and then gets returned to Earth, but is like corporeal. And they basically treat each other as sisters, and they get into the business of exorcism. And it's kind of like John Constantine meets Jessica Jones with a lot of Harley Quinn thrown in.
That is a very bizarre combination.
It's a very bizarre combination, and it works so incredibly well. But yeah, they just dropped volume 2, and I read it in one sitting tonight. I was just like, that's super fun. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check it out, because the volume 2 ends on a really solid cliffhanger, and I would love to see what volume 3 brings. like you do when you come back from hell. Yeah, for real. But yeah, it's a really cool story. And I discovered it completely on a whim, pawing through back issues 2 summers ago. We had issues like 1 and 4. And I was like, Megan, order me the rest of this and don't make fun of me about it. She's like, why would I make fun of you? You found a comic you actually enjoy. I'm like, well, it's a little bit off the beaten path. I do get somewhat, like, I get somewhat sick of superhero comics.
Yeah. I could definitely understand the fatigue on that. They have dominated the market for, what, 60-something years?
A long time, yeah. What color are this guy's pants? I can't see them. I never get sick of Transformers comics. Transformers comics have been consistent ever since Marvel had it. Like, IDW's run was, from what I understand, very good. I did read some of the early Marvel ones; those were excellent. That's actually probably about the extent of my Transformers knowledge. But no, they are consistent, and I do appreciate that. Oh shoot! I keep putting paints away that I still need. Yes, hence the more street level love of Daredevil, Nightwing, Batman. Yep, that is 100% absolutely the case.
So that pulled pork I made today was delicious.
Yeah, I was pretty jealous of that. I could.
At like 9 this morning.
Dang.
Let it cook till about like 5:30, and then let it rest till about 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Casey I need to get the Wolverine claw things.
Yeah.
Like properly shredded instead of having to use like a pair of forks.
Okay, so
Difficult.
as a devout fan of Alton Brown, I should smack you for even saying that.
What?
The Wolverine claw things are the worst unitasker, or one of the worst unitaskers of the bunch.
Yeah.
Just use the forks. I'll send you the video later. He made a really funny video about it. Oh, this book came out so well. I'm happy with that. Do the top edge though.
Okay, that is washes done on these guys.
Nice. All right. Oh.
Bless you.
I just exploded. Totally out of nowhere. Man, that was weird.
Yeah, those washers really help out with the ridges and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the turtles are some of those models that just really the wash makes them come alive.
Even the face is awesome. I'm thinking about it. I found a little more Xandri dust I need to put down. Almost done base coating this big honking dude. Oops. Let me go there. All tools need to be multifunctional. All kitchen tools. So this vehicle brush is great for doing faces.
Which one?
My vehicle brush.
Oh, yeah.
You got that is like a nice long flat one.
Mm-hmm. Sentinels of the Multiverse Brutality crossover. Oh. Like, replacement for Primor? Let's go. The problem is I don't think Greater Than Games would ever go for that because Brutality doesn't really tell a story at all.
Yeah,
it just...
Like, the best you get at that point in time is what? Say Cosmic Contest 2 and have at it?
Yeah. Actually, if you want to do Cosmic Contest the game, it's just Sentinels meets Brutality. 100%. But short of that, that said, if you wanted to make it, it'd be like the cheapest game ever. You just do cardboard standees and be like, if you want, you can use your minis from Freedom 5 and be good. And it's fine. Because they're about the right scale. You just produce standees to go with the game itself and go hog wild. Excuse me. Thank you, Captain Kirk. Thank you. And that's just base coating. I have a glaze that I'm going to put over them that's going to make them look really good. You might even call them shiny. That's what I got anyway.
Is there a good like orange base color?
Yes. And for the life of me, I don't know what it's called.
I've always had trouble with like oranges as like a base coat.
Yep.
I tend to have to do like a yellow and then do an orange on top of it.
Yeah, I mean that's generally how I do it, but then like there is one orange base coat.
Because like right now I'm using Fire Dragon Bright
Yeah.
as just a layer that I'm throwing on.
There we go.
Look at it. That is tasty.
Nearly done here.
I'd say this is a touch early, but I might need to call it tonight.
Yeah. Give me like just a couple minutes here and I'm gonna be ready to call it too.
Yeah, I still got some cleanup. I had to let the smoker cool down before I can like clean it up and put it away.
Right.
So it's been outside since I finished, and it's really late already.
Yep. So I'm just gonna finish his skin and then slap down a little bit more silver, and then I am done also.
But had some friends over and we did character creation for an Edge of the Empire game.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like I already built mine because I wanted to be able to like help them build theirs.
Right.
So like I've got my clone trooper that was pulled back through time.
Yeah.
One is playing a Deveronian using the Sentinel tree, so it's like Fallen Jedi type thing.
Nice.
One is playing a Corellian that's kind of it's very similar to Han Solo.
Nice. Okay, sure.
And one is playing a Sithari, which is a flying bird person.
Yep.
That is a big game hunter.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Oops, that's the wrong pot of paint. You can tell it's getting late when I start forgetting what colors are what. Are you joking? What the hell? crap is going on with this brush? That's better. Oh, sorry, I sneezed. And my nose won't stop dripping. Alright, good.
Since I also started working on him last week, I decided to also throw the wash on Deadshot.
Oh, yeah. Looking good.
Wash is really easy.
Did you ever play the Star Wars customizable card game? Did you ever play the Star Wars CCG from Decipher?
No, I did not.
Oh my god, that game was so dope. Adam and Christopher were talking about it the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I missed that game so much. I have a bunch of it. One day I'll find someone to play it with. Wonder if it's on TTS. Probably is.
TTS.
What's that?
Everything's on TTS.
Yeah. Hence the wondering. All right, well, I've got 4 strain.
Man, he's looking awesome.
Thank you. I'm very happy with him. And I'll show off the God Killer here. Actually, we'll finish off real quick. Do the God Killer's eyes, and then we'll send him off. So this is how we're looking for the Righteous Executioner. Definitely got to throw some inks down on him. I got a little bit of patching to do, but we'll finish him next week, and we'll move on to the Demon King. Last thing I got to do here with the God Killer, I got to bust out the Pallid Witch Flesh real fast. Yeah, Kirk, I might hit you up. It's a one-on-one, so let me see if I can make it work, and we'll see where we go from there. Oops, that's not the right brush for this job. I need this one. I'll just do... dot. Dot. And there we go. We have a God Killer.
Looks thoroughly pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. What platform? Tabletop Simulator? Isn't that just Steam? I thought it was Steam only.
Yeah.
All right, so some good progress tonight for both of us. And there's no real good angle on this guy, so I'll just hold him here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. We had a lot of fun, as we always do. Broody, always a pleasure hanging out with you, my dude. This is definitely one of the highlights of the week for me, as I hope it is for all of you as well. I will be back tomorrow night on the Handelabra Games channel doing Tales from the Archive, and then I will also be on the Ryugami-san channel doing This Is Difficult podcast. We're going to talk about video games and other stuff, but mostly just video games. And then I will be back here on this channel for more Batman Arkham Origins on Thursday. Can't wait. Such an awesome game. We will talk to you real soon. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Night, everyone.